what are you most excited about after this KubeCon? Most excited about?
I'm just excited about the buzz around Dagger Functions.
Okay.
I think people get it instantly. People who knew Dagger before, I'll say something like, finally. And very little friction to understanding the benefit, very little friction to getting started. We can actually show real demos in a few minutes.
Yeah.
And that always blows minds. So,
which is your favorite Dagger Functions demo? Which is the one that it's like a go-to one?
Oh, I've only been doing the one. I just do something simple, build a multi-container, do it from the command line, show the terminal, and then I say, let's add a few things. It gets a little long. Hey, let's make it a function, and just create a module from scratch. Do the same thing. Boom. So the rapid iteration loop. That's I think what people have to experience. You can tell them it's fast, but everyone says that. Yeah. If you show them, and then they say, oh, wow, it's fast. And then they go and they join the Discord.
So we talked about functions at the last KubeCon in Chicago. What is different about functions this time? At this KubeCon?
Well, this time they're launched, they're stable, they're finished, or not finished, but they're out there. The docs talk about them.
No longer experimental, right?
No longer experimental. The website talks about them. There's Daggerverse now, so you can go and find all these modules with all these amazing functions inside. So it's real. Yeah. We're talking about something that's out there, and there's no coming soon. There's no asterisk.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. So you built quite a few functions, right? I think half the Daggerverse is you, right?
No.
So no. I know that's an exaggeration.
I did write quite a few.
The point which I'm trying to make, they're fun to work with,
they
right?
Are, yeah.
Like once you get there, so what makes functions fun for you? Like as a coder, right? As a hacker, what makes them fun for you?
It's really awesome for me because before functions, I didn't get as many opportunities to really use Dagger because it was a library to help you build your own CI end-to-end and code.
Yep.
Very powerful, but I'm not in charge of CI at Dagger.
Yeah, right.
Probably for the better.
Right.
And you can go and think of a fake project with a fake CI, but it's not the same. Functions, I can take 30 minutes, think of something cool I want to containerize and integrate it into anyone's pipeline. Even a little tool, a little workflow. It doesn't have to be CI. And I go and build it. It's very, there's instant gratification.
That's right.
Last week I thought, I want to get my analytics from the command line. So I wrote a ClickHouse module. Now I can query my analytics tables from there. It's silly, it's small, but it's fun. And then I'll plug it into something else, and then into something else. Yeah.
That's it. I think once you start with them and you realize just how easy they are, you just want to convert everything to functions. It feels so natural.
Totally.
So straightforward. Okay. What are you going to do different after this KubeCon? Any experience that made you think differently about something, or made you realize there's something else that you haven't thought about? Anything significant at this KubeCon that happened?
Well, the first thing is I think CI as code, containerizing your CI, works. We already knew that, but I think it's just viscerally getting so many people nodding their heads. So I think we're just going to double down on that marketing message and just amplifying it. And the other thing that I'm very excited about is Dagger, I think, always had the potential to be used for pipelines other than CI, beyond CI. And I think now I'm seeing it happen. People talking about it. They talk about data pipelines. They talk about AI pipelines. We're giving demos at an AI meetup tonight. There's actually 2 different demos using Dagger.
What's the meetup?
It's the local, open source AI dev meetup. It's co-organized with Olama. Mistral AI is going to be talking there. I forget who else, but
will it be recorded?
I'm sure it'll be recorded.
Okay.
Yes.
We'll add the link up for that.
And it's the first of many. I think I love that there's this exciting expansion of what you can do with Dagger. It's really it's a general purpose pipeline, programmable pipeline tool. So a lot of things look like pipelines.
Okay.
So I'm just excited about that. Yeah.
Okay. And I think we have to write more docs. That's on everyone's mind, right?
Yeah, well, always.
Yeah.
I know Vikram right now is hard at work writing docs. I started spending more time on docs. I think we should also spend more time on tooling that generates docs or, helps you improve docs. I made this module for generating these little GIFs that show interactive commands. I think we should actually plug that in somewhere.
Yeah.
And Dagger can actually work because documentation problems are a pipeline problem a lot of times. You got to write the thing, and then you have to keep it up to date.
That's right.
You have to keep up with all the new content. So, I think we can help ourselves on this one.
That's Termcast. If you're wondering what that module is, Termcast on Daggerverse.
Yep.
Go and check it out. Okay. So, when it comes to Dagger in production, what are your thoughts there?
Well, we know people do it, and we know they run into problems doing it. We know there are workarounds. You can still do it, and it works. But the OX, the operator experience, could be better. Now that we've shipped functions, we've shipped the Daggerverse. That's the new focus, right? That's the new priority. Just making Dagger production ready, end to end. Making the OX as great as the DX. And so we've been talking about it for a while. We have a backlog of things to do. Now we're going to have the cycles that actually do it.
Yeah.
And at the end of that road is Dagger 1.0.
That's very exciting. Okay. What does Dagger 1.0 mean for you?
Say again, I'm sorry.
What does Dagger 1.0 mean for you? What does
Dagger
it mean?
1.0, it means we're telling the world it's okay to use this for important pipelines. It's okay to run this in a production setting.
And there's something that we mentioned before, not just CI/CD pipelines.
Not just CI/CD pipelines.
Data pipelines is something which keeps emerging from the community.
Yeah.
People are pulling in that direction. It seems there's something there.
But I think we're going to keep focusing on, start with CI and then expand from there. I think the community will be evangelizing Dagger beyond CI, while we focus on communicating in a more formal way, Dagger for CI. And I think those two things work really hand in hand. You start with CI and then you realize, oh wow, I can do a lot more. And a lot of times it's connected to CI. You have your main CI pipeline, and then you need to process data as part of your CI. And maybe your application has an AI feature, so now you have to run AI pipelines as part of your CI. So it's also a natural extension.
Makes sense. Any asks or any wishes from the community? Anything you wish the community helped us with? Because we are building Dagger for them, right? It's an open source project. Anyone can contribute. Anything you would like to encourage the community to do more of? Or what are the areas that we would like some help so we can make it better for them quicker?
Yeah. Well, write modules, write functions. If you haven't tried yet, give it a try. You need 30 minutes to get something out there, just to get a taste for the developer experience. So, take 30 minutes and then come tell us about your module. Come share it with us. Come to our Discord. Just participate in the community. Even if you feel like your project is not so cool or not so important, we love every use case, every use of Dagger. We're just so excited. So that's the main thing. Try it, even if it's something small, and come tell us about it. And then the other more specialized request is we're getting asked for a lot of new SDKs, but to build a great SDK for Dagger, you need to be native to that SDK's language or platform. And so, we could use help there. Help us come build the ideal Java SDK for Dagger. .NET SDK. There's so many Zig SDK. I don't know. There's just a lot of requests, and we'll give you the tooling. We'll help you, and along the way, you'll see. I think what is the bleeding edge, really a bleeding edge approach to generating multi-language SDKs from a unified API. I think the tooling and the model that the Dagger team came up with is really outstanding.
Okay. So how do the SDKs fit in the new world of Dagger, which is functions and modules?
Right.
So I think of them as module runtimes. We have 3 so far. How do the other SDKs fit into functions?
Yeah. So an SDK, it's a kit, right? A case for kit. So it's a collection of resources. It's a library, documentation, examples, and a runtime. You're completely right. And that runtime is the new part for SDKs to support functions, because functions need to be run somewhere, and that somewhere is the runtime. So if you want to run a Go function, if you want to run a Dagger function written in Go, you need a Go function runtime. And that runtime is provided by the Go SDK.
Yeah.
So we have a whole batch of community contributed experimental SDKs that now need to be improved to also support this function runtime. And so that's where we need help.
So there's a pull request open currently, it's been open since February, for the Elixir SDK, adding the runtime, the function runtime. And there's the first community contributed SDK to do that.
Yep.
I was very excited to see that.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing is I was just talking to someone right here at the booth. They were asking for it, how can they help move that pull request forward? And I checked my Discord 50 minutes before that conversation.
Oh, yeah.
The Elixir SDK maintainer,
yeah,
Wingy Plus, exactly said, hey, I'm finished. Can you please merge this, review and merge? So things are moving super fast.
I love that.
We can get any help that, we will take any help that we can get, because there's like so many things happening. So if there's an experimental SDK that you would like to contribute, think about the functions runtime. And if you're maintaining or would like to maintain one of the existing experimental SDKs that doesn't have the functions runtime, we will love your help with it. So thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thank you.
If we take a step back from Dagger and what's been happening with the tech side of things, what about the KubeCon, the industry at large? Any observations, any thoughts that you have on the industry, where it's going as a trajectory?
Yeah, well, I think cloud native as a sort of a community, as a movement, is sort of is at a turning point, because we're at the end of a hype cycle. Cloud native containers used to be the hot new thing, and now it's more of a mature thing that's in production, and you got to improve it, but incrementally. Meanwhile, there's this exciting new AI world that's happening, meetups, conferences, and it looks like it's a completely different planet. And I think collectively, the people in the cloud native community are wondering, what does this mean for me? Am I a has-been now? How is this relevant to me? How am I relevant to this new movement? Should I leave? Should I stop cloud native and get into AI? And I think, my approach to this is a community of platform builders. We build the infrastructure, we build the tools to support others in building their products and being productive. And that's the fundamental role of this community. It used to be called DevOps. Now it's called cloud native. Maybe it'll be called platform engineering, or SRE or whatever. It's the same thing. It's supporting others in shipping. And guess what? AI applications are still applications. They still need tools. They still need pipelines. They still need infrastructure. And I think containers actually are going to be very relevant to that stack. And so I think it's a very natural next stage of this community to go and support this next wave of applications that happen to be AI driven. It's amazing technology. I think we're all processing that transition. I'm very excited about it. I want to make sure everyone else here at KubeCon is also excited. They're not scared or frustrated or cynical.
Got it.
Yeah.
I'm super excited about what we do next, Solomon. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Until next time.
Next time.
See you.
Thank you.